Senator Blackburn, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to each of you, I thank you for your service, and I thank you for being here today with our questions. Admiral Richard, I do want to come to you first. I fully understand that there are sensitive matters that affect our government, and STRATCOM has some of those, and we all understand that many times public comment isn't appropriate or productive. However, we have to keep in mind that silence is also a message, and a very strong one, and you've been an excellent outspoken commander of STRATCOM, and you've been a wonderful advocate in the public venue for why we need to modernize our nuclear forces. And I think you've been the commander we need at the time that we need him, and we thank you for that. So I'm disappointed by the lack of clarity on answers that you have today, and many of these are appropriate in an unclassified sphere, and I was disappointed in the weekend's cancellation of the Minuteman III test because we only have 4 of those a year, and I was disappointed to learn that STRATCOM has put out a schedule of tests to consider others for cancellation. And I appreciate, I think we all do, that you have to be careful, especially at a time like this, because of the message that our actions could send to Moscow. But this message of silence coupled with inaction, in my opinion, does not project one of strength. It's not a message of deterrence. And I would probably venture to guess, in your opinion, your professional opinion, it would question the judgment of such actions. We have to be ready to respond to any threat, any place, any time. And I think that we are facing 2 nuclear-capable adversaries at this point. So let's say, speaking hypothetically, entirely hypothetically, what message does cancellation of a pre-scheduled routine test send to our adversaries?
Senator, let me offer first that the test has been rescheduled, not canceled, and it will be important for us to go do that test. I want to acknowledge up front that's an Air Force service weapons test. It's done under their authorities.
Right.
But it's very important to me and to the Air Force. That's a 50-year-old rocket that we're talking about. And as it ages, our ability to understand its performance is very important both for my operational planning as well as the effort the Air Force has to sustain it until we can get a replacement system. My fundamental recommendation is that we maintain our normal set of operations. Day to day, we very carefully craft a series of operations, activities, and other evolutions that are designed to show our readiness. It's designed to maintain that readiness, and it's designed to give us confidence in our forces. And so, in general, that's my recommendation under these conditions.
Okay, then let me take it this way with you. Then what impact does delay or reduction in funding, how does that affect the modernization and the implementation efforts that you need?
Ma'am, any delay or interruption in funding is one of the most corrosive things that we can do in order to enable those programs to stay on schedule such that we don't have a diminishment in the capabilities required to execute our strategy. So not only does it have a practical effect in terms of potential delays in the dates that we can have these systems, it is also a signal of a lack of will on our part fundamentally to defend ourselves.
So you would see that as diminishing and not improving our abilities, capabilities?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. General Dickinson, I do have some questions for you, but I'm running out of time. I'm going to send these to you for answer because I want to explore a little bit more the commercial opportunities that you have and how we can build off of some of the commercial advancements that are going to affect the space in your command. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Blackburn. Senator Warren, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Admiral Richard and General Dickinson, for being here. So, Admiral Richard, last year you testified before this committee that you hoped the nuclear policy review would include looking at the wide array of capabilities we have in our arsenal, including space and cyber. In other words, our ability to deter adversaries is not only about nuclear weapons that we have, it's also about conventional weapons and other areas of strength. And it sounds like the